Hey, it's great to have companies that you know and trust, some partnerships that you don't realize that make it easier to get the job done. Stay tuned for this one, everybody. Welcome, everyone, to the Your Little Castle Show. You never know who's going to show up at the studio. You've got somebody, you end up being buddies for many years now. Right. So my buddy Ryan and I hung out in St. Louis, St. Charles area for many years. And if you're a Cardinal fan, you'll see me running around. We have another expert here in the building, Chuck Bierman. Did I say that right?
Correct.
And Chuck, you're the GM for Atlas Restoration.
That's correct. Yes,
here,
sir.
Based here out of St. Louis.
Yes, sir.
And back to Ryan now. You project manager, Ryan Blankenship, Allied Roofing and Exteriors.
Yeah.
And you guys have there's a little merger that is formed here between the two companies. Who can tell me about that most? Is that
that would be me.
Chuck, yeah, you're kind of instrumental to that.
Allied Roofing started out in business in 1976. The former owner of Atlas Restoration bought Allied Roofing and Exteriors back in 2008, I believe it was. It was a partnership between Allied and Atlas Restoration to combine both companies to expand on what Atlas Restoration could help people with, homeowners with.
Okay. And so now here you are, and you get to work with Ryan,
Correct.
and it's kind of a symbiotic relationship with regard to that. So when there's a restoration that they need.
Correct.
Tell me what is it that generally...
So if we do, just say a home has a fire, and the fire gets through the roof. We go in, we have a team of experts that go in, we clean everything, we demo everything, so on and so forth. And then we bring in Ryan to take care of all the exterior portions of that project. Roofing, siding, gutters, windows, whatever the exterior partner would have to deal with.
Okay, Ryan, so that's where you get some of the work you've got comes together.
Yeah, so essentially Atlas will build a home and then I'll put clothes on it.
There you go. All right. I like the way you say that. You've got to have all of those, right? Does anybody ever go out in public without the clothes on? You get in trouble for that.
Exactly. Exactly.
But with that, we'll give a shout out to our sponsors, Carroll House Furniture, because you like nice things. It could be in a house that was restored. We've got to put up our you like nice things. In a house that was restored by Atlas and then put the clothes on, they made it look pretty with Allied and our guys here. So with that, we're going to kind of spread it out. We're doing like a dual info here we've got both of you guys, and I'm going to go there. There's the Atlas website and all the information there, and then there's the Allied. I'm sorry, we got the Allied here. This is the Allied website, and I'm going to put the Allied. I'm sorry, Atlas and Allied. I'm going to get it straight, I promise. And where did I put that website? There's restoration. There it is. Now we got you guys, both of our two TV walls here to get you guys covered. Well, who wants to tell me first about how they got into the industry? We'll start off with you, Ryan. Tell me, how did you get into this? What led you here? Why did you decide this is the career path you wanted to go? I know you as a musician, too.
Yeah, I was going to say, right. Yeah, I was going to say been a musician a long time, still a musician. Used to be a music educator, kind of left music education. During my time as a teacher, I used to hang gutters and downspouts as a, to supplement that teacher income over the summer.
Right.
And then that kind of led me into the exterior space, right? So for the last, 12, 15 years, I've been dealing with the exterior space. And then I was lucky enough to work with a really large roofing company after leaving education. And now I found myself with a new home at Allied Roofing.
Yeah, well, it's a very, we need this kind of work done because in St. Louis we've got so many of these crazy storms. Two tornadoes last year. I see Chuck shaking his head. He's like, "Yeah,
for sure.
It was kind of crazy."
It was.
I was
crazy.
down in Florida for spring training, and I called my mom. She's like, "There's a tornado coming through." I'm like, "Well, get downstairs." I'm like, "Well, take your cell phone with you." But she's used to the home, still the old rotary, not the rotary, but she's still got the home landline. And when she was there, I said, "This is kind of crazy." And that was the second big tornado we had in the year. Mm-hmm. So you guys have had a lot of work to work together on in the past.
For sure.
Tell me, Chuck, what led you here? Why do you love what you're doing?
I started in restoration back in 1999 after high school.
Okay.
And I started off at the very bottom, as low as you can go. And I worked my way up to general manager where I am today. So,
GM, okay.
yes, sir.
What is the role of a GM these days? I mean, you're overseeing a lot. There,
Oversee everything,
Yeah.
all day-to-day operations, finance, everything.
Right? Okay. And you make the decisions with regard to what
I do.
direction the company's going
do.
and who's
I
going to
do.
be in charge. And some
certainly
of the
do.
partnerships, did you have a little bit to
Correct.
do with that partnership that came together?
No, that was done before me, Carter.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was done
But you've
before
helped
me.
facilitate the implementation of that, I would assume.
That's correct.
Because
Yes.
there's a lot, like I said, two big companies coming together to
That's
join
correct.
forces.
That is
kind
correct.
of exciting. What do you think, Ryan, has led to your success with this? History working with this,
Yeah.
it's kind of a side thing that gave you a lot of hands-on, and then you really dove in here the last, how many years now have you been doing this full-time?
For the roofing and exterior part full time, I've been doing it about 1.5 years now.
Okay.
But mixed with the exterior space. But I think really what gives me the hand up and knowing that I'm doing the right thing now is just the ability to solve problems. From the classroom, that's what I saw.
Right.
Just solving a problem every day. But now I just get to solve it on a bigger platform, and dealing with someone's largest investment, their home, all of that good stuff. It's kind of like the stakes are heightened even a little bit more. So.
Right, yeah, I say it makes me feel a little more comfortable if I was to say, he's a teacher.
Yep.
You know he's got a good heart. You know he's in the right place because teacher, it's ingrained and helping people. And I used to complain to my mom, like, you guys don't make much money. I don't ever want to be a teacher.
Yeah.
But they were happy and they did good things to help people. And that's been a good
Yeah, you
method
fight
for
the
you.
good fight. You fight the good fight, right? And now I just get to fight the good fight instead of for kids, it's for families and homes.
Right, yeah, which is important, obviously. Tell me, Chuck, then your background, obviously, right out of high school. You said,
Yep.
I know the path here,
Yep.
and then that along the way. What do you think has led to your success, though?
My ability to understand people,
Okay.
just to help in situations. Everything that we do in restoration is somebody's worst day, literally their worst day. To be able to help them navigate that from the very first day until we give them the keys back to their home or business, I think is what has helped me be so successful.
Yeah, well, dealing with it, now, how many years has that been? 1999. You're 25,
26 years.
26
yeah.
years in doing this, and so you pretty much got it nailed down.
I've seen just about everything you can see.
And then working with, what's it like working with Ryan and his team and
He's great.
The partnership you guys have together.
He's fantastic. We have him. Blake is another project manager that Allied has. We have a vet. She's our production manager, handles all the ordering of materials. But having Ryan here and Blake, it makes it really, really nice. Homeowners love them. So it works out really well.
Okay, yeah. Like I said, I like that symbiotic relationship with regard to when you talk about these big storms that come through or they've got water damage. Because a lot of people will be going off, okay, now I got to find somebody who's going to do the exterior.
Right.
And you say, we've got it covered.
We do
Does that
all
make-
of it. We do
You
everything.
just saw an opportunity there to help because there's that relationship should be there. You'd think both these guys anyway.
Right.
Who's going to do the work? And
Right.
now you've got that partnership.
We're literally a one-stop shop. When you call us, we can do everything from the roof all the way to the foundation.
Yeah, because how much of restoration work is water damage, mold? What is the majority of what you end up?
I would say 90% of our business is water damage, 10% is fires.
Okay.
Is the majority of our business. That's all we do. We're not just a typical general contractor. We can build you a room addition, but we specialize in fire, water, storm damage.
Okay.
So
And then when it comes to whatever's on the exterior of the house, that's when you partner up.
that's when
with
Allied comes
and
in.
Allied
Yes.
and make that all happen.
Yes.
That's a good relationship to have. Tell me a little bit about the team then. You said you mentioned Blake, but how many of the contractors, the guys that work, the crews that you got working together?
So we
Can you share
have
some of those crews?
42 employees total.
Okay.
And of those 42, we have carpenters, painters, cleaners, water techs, exterior people, carpenters, things like that.
Yeah.
And then we have, Atlas has 3 project managers. Allied has 2 project managers, a production manager. So we're a small team of people, but we can do big things.
Yeah, I
We're
was going to say a lot of the organizations, they've got a sales guy and a coordinator, and then they contract out a lot of the work. But
Right.
you got a lot of your stuff.
We
in
do
there.
a lot of our own in-house stuff. Yes, we do sub out lots of different things, little parts, but all those subs that we do use, we have relationships with and have had for many, many years. So it works out really well.
Okay. And Ryan, tell me a little bit about how you guys manage your projects then too. You've got crews and the same like.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's kind of one of the
Starting
things
about-
that kind of sets us apart from maybe a different roofing company that you might go out and use their services. Is that you get me from cradle to grave, and from the moment that you see a project and you're like, oh man, a hailstorm came. I think I should call somebody. You call me out, you're going to get me from the time that you called me until the time it's time to say, hey, we're done. And that's a little different than some of our. I wouldn't necessarily call them roofing companies. I call them sales companies that happen to sell roofs.
Right.
So that's a little different. Another thing that's a little different about us is that we've been around. This is our 50th year, so
Okay.
it's like the 50-year thing. We didn't just show up when hailstorms, became popular, which you've probably noticed around the subdivisions and seeing the trucks and the big lifted trucks and all of that stuff. We've been just doing it the old-fashioned way since 1976.
Wow. Okay, and that makes a lot of people feel better about what they're doing too. But how many guys they chuck in a truck? They call me. I got a ladder now because to throw in the back of my truck, and now I'm a construction guy.
That's right.
I see Chuck over. Chuck in a truck, not you, Chuck. But
No, I've heard that many times.
Oh, yeah.
Many
tell
times.
me about it. Then what people should be worried of?
People should be worried about chucking a truck for many reasons. The insurance that they don't have. There's so many things I can. Licensing. Illinois, we're in Missouri. We're sitting in the studio here in Missouri. Illinois is just a quick drive away. Illinois has completely different laws. I mean, many
Right.
things have to be done different. Licensing that has to be done in Illinois. We have all of those things. A lot of companies here in town don't necessarily have those things.
Yeah, you got to get a specific license to do
That's
work in
correct.
Illinois. If they don't have that, they shouldn't be doing work.
That is
over there.
correct.
Right,
That is
right.
correct.
Big
And you
lawsuit.
have to display that license number.
That's correct.
On like anytime
That's
you
right.
see like a road sign or a yard sign, a business card, you're supposed to have your Illinois license number. So those are some of the differences, and maybe some sales companies versus legit restoration companies.
We're not a high pitched sales
Right.
company either. When we go into a restoration, say somebody calls us with water damage, 90% of the time, 95% of the time, we were referred by the insurance company, whether it be the agent or a preferred vendor or something like that. We didn't just show up and knock on the door and say, hey, we think you had a water damage, or we think you're missing shingles. We're there for a reason. Somebody called us and invited us in there. We're not going to force papers on you. We're not going to do any of those things the day that we're there. So it's a big difference the way we approach the business in its
Yeah,
entirety.
that's a little more of a, I don't want to say more professional, but I mean literally like allowing the people that are in control, because insurance guys, they're the ones that are dealing with this, and if you've got good relations out here, you're saying they
Correct.
different
Yeah.
insurance companies, you've got
Correct.
the relationship with those guys, and they
That's
say,
correct.
here's somebody that's been known and trusted, and you can use them, and then
That's exactly
bring
right.
in everything. And
That's exactly
with
right.
you, and then flip over to Ryan for the final
Exactly.
dressing to go on, right?
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
Okay, that makes sense. I like the way you guys have that system in place. What is it that fuels your passion for this work? I'll start with you on that one, Chuck.
Helping people. I love helping people.
Right.
I have since I started all those years ago. To see something, like I said earlier, somebody's worst day. I mean, the
Right.
worst day. Homes burned to the ground. They have no more belongings. To help them through that day and see it all the way through until the very end. That's what I enjoy about it.
Absolutely, yeah. It is a difficult day. I do know a couple people who've gone through some fires, and man, they're literally lost everything.
Everything.
And so
Yeah.
now you've got to recover from that.
Yep.
Ryan, you're getting to finish up and make sure that the house gets back to looking like the beautiful castle they originally had.
That's right, and that's kind of what fuels me is the creative touch that goes on to it. Coming from music and the creativity, someone wants to completely change the scope of their home, or want to change the color, or educate them about what's going on the roof, what color do you want, what type of shingle is the best, what'll fit my needs the best. Those are the things that really get me going. Is seeing a transformation of a home that maybe wasn't the best on the block looking, and then all of a sudden it becomes the talk of the neighborhood.
Yeah, there we go. That's taking it from something that was a really tough situation and turn it around, and now they've got a house that might be worth more.
Right.
And improve
Yep.
the value of a house. So
Yep.
a lot of good stuff you have there. We do have we're going to do a quick glance at the reviews. You guys have got a lot of reviews on both sides here, but doing really well. If I see up on my big wall number one, look at that, almost all fives, and I'm looking at some of what people are saying here for Allied. Ryan, how does that make you feel to have those kinds of reviews from people
man.
that are saying nice things about you?
It makes me feel great, you know, because here's the thing, at the end of the day, is that our goal is to come in and fix your home and give you the best home to live in. You know, that's the place where you seek shelter, you seek peace. And my goal is to go in there and make it the greatest that it possibly can be. And so to see reviews like that, it lets me know that, you know, we're doing that. We're executing what we want to do.
Well, likewise over here, great reviews here from Atlas as well, and it's good to see people that are enjoying that. Tell me about what you feel you like about the reviews you get there.
These are great. Even 5-star reviews are great, but even the ones that aren't so great, those are learning opportunities where we could have done better, things we should have done better. So I love the 5-star reviews. Who doesn't? That's a good thing. It tells us that we are doing the right thing. So that's a good feeling.
Well, yeah, and you guys have put together the work to make it happen, and a long history with both companies that have been around 50 years. That's pretty extraordinary, and you know somebody's going to be there when you need them most. We're over our halfway mark here, but we're going to jump into some of our fun we partake in the community. Stay tuned here, everybody. We'll be back. Here we are, everybody. The Rawlings Westport Plaza, the big screen outside. Ozzie Smith was just here, signing autographs. Our buddy Ed Wheatley, who was just on the show. Here we go. There's Ed right there. Hey, Ed. There's Tracy, got his book. We're inside. This is where it all was happening just minutes ago. You can see here it is. There's Ozzie, got his picture right down here, you can see. And this is the Rawlings experience. We just took a bunch of pictures here, put a post up about it, but it's quite the establishment. And all the history of Rawlings sports, Rawlings gloves. They've got a batting cage up here. This is quite the establishment. If you're looking for anything to do with baseball, especially its finest in the field gloves. But check it out. There's your batting cage. And here's the whole layout. So we hope you check out Rawlings here. They have everything you can imagine you would ever need if you're interested in learning about baseball and want to get a baseball glove. Finest in the field, the Cardinal Cowboy. Stay tuned, everybody. It's Cardinal Cowboy. Giddy up.
His name is Carter Rethwich, but in St. Louis, he's known as the Cardinal Cowboy. He's a well-known fixture in the stands at sporting events in the Gateway City. He's one of its greatest cheerleaders, a super fan like no other. When he makes his rounds at almost every home game, he shares his love for sports with the rest of fandom with a smile, a cheer, some positive encouragement, and lots of selfies and pics. But the Cardinal Cowboy was born of a tragic incident. Rethwich was an aspiring athlete in high school and college. He dreamed of playing in the big leagues, but those dreams ended when he and 3 of his college friends were hit with a devastating crash by a 5-time drunk driver. One of his best friends died. Carter suffered a critical head injury. The trauma put him in a coma for 6 days. The doctors said he was never expected to function again. Those expectations never came true. He fought back and finished college. He was determined to prove the doctors wrong. Among other inspirations, it was his love of baseball that kept him going. And from his near-death experience, the Cardinal Cowboy emerged. His goal in life became to inspire others with positivity despite the odds, to help people believe in themselves and achieve their dreams.
So after my coma, I realized that it was up to me if I was going to accomplish my goals, if I was going to reach my dreams. Despite what the naysayers would say, the people that were discouraging me, like they do everyone, it's up to me if I'm going to make it. Don't listen to the naysayers. It's up to you. You decide whether you're going to succeed, whether you're going to reach your goals. Dream, and then always, always chase your dreams. Never give up. Giddy up. By now, we are on ABC 5 times a week. So many businesses are loving what we're doing to help them get their name out there. We'll sit right here in our guest chair, right here, sitting here talking to us. We're going to put on the wall your website and everything about you, and highlight you as a leader. Fill out the form you see here on our website. It's bigleagues.com, and if you go to bigleagues.com, fill out this form. It takes just a couple seconds, and you can even schedule yourself right here. Schedule yourself to be on the show, and there's no charge for us to record you. There's no charge to be in the studio. Check it out if you would like to be on. Fill out the form again, bigleagues.com. This is where we can turn any interview into a series of clips. Professional video on your website closes more sales by instantly building trust, clearly explaining complex products, and keeping visitors engaged longer. Reducing bounce rate by 34%. It'll help you to gain that credibility, increase engagement, simplify complex tasks, lower your sales friction, and boost your rankings on the search engine. So this is all kind of a no-brainer. See how we've now had over 500 interviews and now almost 250 different business owners. Go to bigleagues.com. That's bigleagues.com. Go to bigleagues.com and get signed up. You can schedule right from there.
Well, we're back, everybody. It's fun. We could have a good couple hours here just shooting the stuff as we talk a little bit about what it's like to work in our community and all the fun we get to partake, and how you produce a little TV show here so we can highlight those leaders that are doing good things. But with that, there's so many people I can imagine they're going through this situation, and they don't want to spend. Insurance has got to be worked with a large percentage of the time.
That's correct.
But tell me though, why should somebody not cut corners? And I can tell you somebody who kind of did one time, ended up not getting things fixed that should have been fixed.
Yeah.
I could go on to for hours, but people are cutting corners and then they don't get things done right.
Correct.
Tell me why somebody should, with a cost analysis, you're going to say, here's what it costs to get fixed, here's what it's going to cost to get it fixed correctly.
Sure. So if you have, let's just say, water damage, you have your laundry room on your second floor. You live in a 2-story home. Laundry's on second floor. Hose blows, you guys go to the grocery store. To have us come out, we're going to work directly with the insurance company for the cost.
Right.
It's going to cost you your deductible, nothing more, unless you decide to upgrade things and stuff like that. You don't really want to cut corners. You got to start worrying about mold growing, things like that. Cost should not be the driving factor in repairing damage under any circumstance. Get it fixed correctly the first time. You won't ever have to deal with it after that. Cost analysis, the number one cost to insurance companies is water damage. Your average water loss to dry out is about $5,000. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah, it can get expensive. You call us, we come out, we're going to dry everything out. We're not going to charge you 1 penny the day we show up. Not one dime is going to come out of your pocket. We will take care of all of that stuff and work with you and the insurance company as things move along.
Okay, yeah, it's got to make people feel a lot more comforted because they're in a tough situation, and boy, they've got water everywhere. I didn't realize water was such a large part of all the damage that goes out there. You're talking $5,000 just to start.
Just to dry it out.
Just to dry it out. Whatever they call it.
Yep.
And then kicks over to you, right?
Yeah.
And all right, now we got to fix all the other damaged exterior stuff, walls and roofs. Where do people try to cut corners in your space? And you say, let me show you why you don't want to do that. Back to insurance companies aren't going to pay for things.
Yeah.
Didn't it get fixed right the first time and it comes up again? Or tell me.
Well, and I think that's a common misconception, too, is similar to what Chuck was saying about your deductible. At the end of the day, an estimate that you might receive from your insurance carrier is nothing more than that. It's an estimate. It doesn't mean that's only the money that they're going to give you, but what they're kind of hoping is that you take that money and try to find someone to do it for that price.
That's right.
Right? So that's why you work with a contractor. You work with someone that has a relationship, sends in supplements, things like that, to make sure that all the necessary components do get completed and they're paid for by insurance.
Yeah, that's a good point you make. And gosh, how many people we've had on the show, we never really talked about that. But yeah, they're saying, okay, here's the estimated damage, go fix it. Okay, thank you, we're out of here. Yeah. But you're saying, wait a minute, there's a lot of times things didn't get the right components, that the parts that they have now are not available.
Yeah.
There's upgrades, there's things that have to be done to improve the things and make it better.
Right, and I wouldn't put that on any particular insurance company. It's just an insurance adjuster is not a roofer. So
Right.
you can only expect them to understand and know so much about a roofing system or an exterior system. And most of the time they get a lot of it correct, and a lot of it is included on their estimate, but there are things that do add up. Little bits here, things like on a roof with step flashing. It gets missed almost every single time, and then you got to send in a picture of the step flashing that you've then replaced in order to make them whole again.
Okay. These are issues you're familiar with. Chuck,
Correct.
you deal with this on a regular, and let's not cut corners.
All
let's
the
get it done
time. All the time. You see people trying to cut corners, saving money, things like that. Your insurance company owes you for the way that it was to pre-loss condition. That's where we come in. We specialize in dealing with the insurance company to make sure that your home is put back the way it was before any of it ever started.
That's right.
So,
Make sure it's done the right way.
That's
Tell me
right.
with that then, Chuck, why should somebody choose Atlas? What do you think it is that really separates you guys, sets you guys apart?
just because we're small, we're not as large as some of the big companies in town. There's only a few of us in the office. We all talk every day. We have people's best interest at heart, to take care of their home, to put their home back together again. We have our own people that work in their homes. It's a big difference compared to some of the other companies in town that don't necessarily have their own people doing these things.
Makes sense, yeah. And you get that personal touch with somebody who's got their hands on, and it's going to make
That's
sure
right.
to take care of it.
That's
With
right.
that, Ryan, what do you think separates you guys? Why somebody should choose to use Allied to get the work done that you guys
Oh
do?
man, I think that there's a ton of reasons why. First and foremost, our project managers, which might be called sales consultants on other roofing platforms, we actually are HAG certified. So there's a certification that's a continuing education credit that every home inspector has to get to continue their education. Now we're actually HAG certified, so we go take the test, we get that certification. So if you want a professional input, we're a great opportunity out there that's not a college kid that just got
Right.
started. And I'm not saying that they might not see a lot of the great things, but as far as having a professional look over your roof and look over your exterior and make sure, hey, these are all the things that are needed, and get it right from the beginning. I think that's the thing that really sets us apart, is getting things right from the beginning to where we don't have issues at the end.
Yeah, how often is somebody, you're cutting corners on the most, like you said earlier, the most valuable asset that you own, and you want to make sure to get this done right. Give me a little bit about the certifications. I know that you prefer GAF, so there's a lot of warranty
Yeah.
that goes into the work that you put together there. And
Absolutely,
why that's
yeah.
important.
And I think that's a really big thing, is because being a GAF certified installer, we also are a shingle master installer for CertainTeed, but through GAF, with deductibles rising, I think warranty is going to become a very popular option in purchasing extended warranties, because if you're a certified installer through GAF, you can actually offer an extended warranty where they'll cover the products, labor, and the materials as well. So barring, if you get a class 3 shingle, it should be able to handle a 2-inch hail ball. So if you don't have a 2-inch hailstorm and someone knocks on your door, maybe one of our competitors, and they say, hey, you need a new roof because of hail, you can say, wait a minute, I've got an extended warranty. We don't have a hailstorm that would, need that.
Take care of. All right, guys, we're going to be back. We'll talk more. Stay tuned. This is